The drop in global oil prices is both good and bad. In the UK, drivers are now paying around $1.60 per liter for gas. That is the lowest level in nearly 5 years. But as you just heard from Ginger, gasoline is cheap in the US. In some states, it's just 50 cents a liter. Great news for consumers, yet countries dependent on oil exports are suffering. The collapse of the Russian ruble and lower crude prices are sending the economy into recession. And let's consider Norway. Another big crude producer. It has the biggest sovereign wealth piggy bank in the world, but it's had to pull billions out to, well, prop up the economy. Now, the drop in oil prices is hitting Norway's economy. As I just mentioned, the nation's currency fell to a 12-year low against the US dollar this week. The Scandinavian countries significantly reliant on oil activities in the North Sea, but that may be about to change. Zhang reports from Oslo.
Norwegians love cross-border shopping. Food, tobacco and alcohol are much cheaper on the other side of the border, Sweden. The Norwegians love to shopping in Sweden because they have a better price and predominance of the Norwegian crown against Swedish crown. But as the oil price drop, this situation has changed. Like the Russian ruble, the Norwegian currency is diving along with falling oil prices and has fallen almost to parity with the Swedish crown. That means imports have become more expensive, including shopping in Sweden. Not only do the shops feel the pain, the economy does too. Norway is the biggest oil producer in the West Europe, and its oil and gas generates almost a quarter of the country's GDP.
Of course, Norway is one of the countries suffering from an oil price decline, which is in many ways very fair, because we have been benefiting so much from the oil price increase over the past 10 years. So now it is time to say, okay, but the point is that we can tolerate some kind of suffering. We should also use the occasion to adapt, to become less dependent upon oil, to do other things.
In December, Norway's central bank unexpectedly cut interest rates to prevent an economic slowdown. The bank said growth prospects have weakened and unemployment may rise. And as the price of the Brent Crude dipped below $50 per barrel this week, speculations is growing that Norway's central bank will soon cut rates again. While other oil-producing countries face recession and budget deficits, it seems the impact on Norway is limited because its budget is not reliant on oil revenues.
Norway as such only uses the oil revenues indirectly. We put all the money into a fund and we take the interest from the fund. We get a certain dividend from the fund, 3–4% a year, to put into the domestic economy. So the domestic economy is insulated.
The vast oil reserves in the North Sea may well be running out fast. Thus, the fall in oil prices provide Norway with enough time to plan for its economic future. Zhang, CCTV, Oslo.